Welcome once again to our learners. Yesterday our focus was on contemporary economic issues, and this is the booklet that you should have in front of you. And we dealt with our essays and our concepts. So today our focus is microeconomic issues. So just to recap, for those learners that will go the microeconomic route, you will then complete section B questions 2 and 4, and in section C you will complete question 5. So can you please go to page 15 in your booklet? Sorry, 14. 14 in your booklet. So as mentioned yesterday, when it comes to our essay questions, you need to rank them from 1 to 6. 1 is likely and 6 is unlikely. So November 2024 and June 2025, that would of course be ranked 6. So that is highly unlikely because it was tested last year and this year in the supplementary exam. However, we should not disregard that for section B in our preparation. When it comes to studying, you have 4 essays to study for section C, but you should not disregard these essays in your preparation. Um, so I'm just going to go over the essays which you have in front of you. So this year, for the June, it was discuss in detail the short-run equilibrium positions in a perfect market. And there they asked you what the aid of 3 separate graphs. Then November last year, they asked you to discuss in detail the oligopoly market structure. And then I see here's a repeat here. Then in May 2024, they asked about the causes of market failures. In November 2023, they asked you to compare and contrast the market structure of monopolistic competition and oligopoly in detail. And then they also asked the characteristics of a monopoly in June 2023 and November 2022. They asked with the aid of the graphs, discuss the equilibrium positions, and then um, Nov November 2021, discuss in detail state intervention as a consequences of market failures, and then there with the aid of relevant graphs. So like I've mentioned yesterday, this topic deals with a lot of graphs. So therefore, if you enjoy graphs, this topic will be your topic to complete within the exam. And then June 2021, it was market failure as well in detail. So this is the expected answer that you need to have for your essays. Very important, as we've mentioned previously, introduction is the definition of your topic. Then this topic emphasizes that you should include graphs, and as you can see here, you first need to, for the body, you will then say economic profit, what it is, and then also how it is reached. And in this case here, they say the firm produces at point E, where MR is equal to MC, which is the profit maximization point. And then just continues to elaborate how a profit is made. But my emphasis here to you would be the graphs, because the graph you can score a maximum of 4 marks. So if you had to draw 3 graphs, that's already 12 marks that you are scoring. And then, of course, the other out of the 26 would go towards your explaining of the graph. But I just want to look at the criteria. The criteria when it comes to the graph here. So you get 1 mark for the correct drawing and labeling of the curve. And then, of course, correct of labeling of the revenue curve as well, indication of economic profit, normal profit, economic loss, and then the axis as well. So some of you might think now, this has been tested already, so why am I emphasizing on this? So yes, it has been tested, but remember, this can pop up in section B. They might ask you to draw the graph and also explain it for 8 marks. And then this is also what will be required of you. So therefore, it is very important to work through this as well. So that is for economic profit. Then for economic loss, exactly the same criteria that you use. Of course, it will be a bit different as well, as the AC curve is above, whereas for economic profit, the AC curve is below the market price. Um, and in the explanation as well, and then normal profit, you can see there's now the AC curve basically intersect. So there we it's profit maximization. And then, of course, your conclusion. So the topic deals with perfect competition. So therefore, you would need to elaborate on a suitable conclusion. Remember, it should be a high order. We should not repeat anything that was mentioned in the introduction nor the body. So a suitable conclusion would be businesses under the perfect competition can only realize normal profits in the long run due to the number of businesses entering in the market to share profits made in the short run. And remember this, the question was based on short run. So therefore, this is a suitable conclusion. So that's SA1. SA2, examine the oligopoly as a market structure. So here we start again off with the introduction, what a oligopoly is. Then we move over to the characteristics in our body, the number of sellers, nature of the product, market entry, market information, and remember, a maximum of 8 marks can be awarded for proper labeling or character or mentioning the characteristics within your body. And if you work or look through all the other essays, you will see they have similar headings. So therefore, it would be best to know the headings. And then your conclusion, remember, it's oligopoly, so we need to only speak about oligopoly here. And then the next third essay is characteristics of a monopoly. Again, definition would be what a monopoly is. Then we work through the body, number of firms, demand curve, nature of product, control over price, profit, market entry, production levels, market forces, exploit consumers, and then your conclusion. Um, then the fourth essay here, they need to was asked compare and contrast, very important. Here, they only deal with monopolistic competition and oligopoly, but in your preparation, you need to prepare for all the market structures, and it is in the booklet. I will show you now how to study for that. But do not go only on monopolistic and oligopoly. You need to prepare for all 4 market structures. So here you then start off with a market, or the definition of a market, because remember you are comparing 2 different market structures. The characteristics would be exactly the same, but now the difference here is you would then speak under each characteristic, you would then speak about the 2 different markets you are comparing. So in this case, you are speaking about monopolistic competition. So you will speak what under the monopolistic competition, what is happening there, and under the oligopoly, what is happening there, because you need to compare basically nature of product, market entry, until decision. No, I'm lying, sorry. Until non-price competition. Then your conclusion, remember, we are speaking about both market structures here. So you need to conclude by mentioning both, and a suitable conclusion here, both market structures fail to achieve both productive and allocative efficiency, as they do not produce at the lowest possible average cost and do not produce at the optimum output level. Then essay number 5, here the ask discuss in detail the causes of market failures. So your introduction would be the definition of a market failure. Your body would be externalities, missing markets, lack of information, factors of production, imperfect distribution of income and wealth. And then the suitable conclusion here, the design of tax or subsidy needs to be carefully considered to ensure that effectively it is effective in addressing the market failure. Um, then number 6, discuss in detail state intervention as a consequence of market failures. And very important here, they ask you with the aid of the relevant graphs. So here they expect you again to explain and also provide graphs in your explanation as well. And as you can see on the graph, it's again maximum 4 for the drawing of the graph, and they show you how you can earn your 4 marks. And it's very important to know that as well. So the first one is producer subsidy. Second one is maximum prices. Again, graph, 4 marks. Minimum wages, and that's another 4 marks, and then you get your conclusion. So yeah, there's a government involved itself directly in the market when the market does not act in the interest of society. So those are your essays. Another tip that I can share here regarding essays, have about 4 separate pages. Then you have your introduction of each essay, and then you also have your headings, and then you then try to um that is how you will study your essay as well, um for the microeconomics. Then very important, like we've mentioned yesterday, our concepts are very important because it is tested throughout the question paper, section A, section B, and of course section C. So we would have various, we would have, apologies. We, so yeah, we're going to do the perfect market. So we're going to do exactly what we did yesterday. We're going to ask the schools to submit the first one as we go along. And then we'd acknowledge your school as well. So the first concept, apologies, Mr. Finance would just like to mention something regarding the essays. So I'll just go back to essays. Another tip.
Good morning. Apologies for the interruption. I just wanted to mention before we move on to the concepts, learners, you need to be careful when answering the essay question, specifically when it comes to graphs. The instruction will say, discuss with the aid of a graph or graphs, or it will say, discuss without the aid of graphs, or just say discuss, for example, causes of market failure. So if it does say discuss with the aid of graphs, you need to have graphs in those essays. You can't just have the discussion and expect to get your 26 marks for the body in the discussion without graphs. If the instruction says with the aid of relevant graphs, you will be losing out on marks. So just be aware of that. So for example, if it were the essay discuss in detail the state intervention as a consequence of market failures with the aid of relevant graphs. So now you start off, you say in the body, producer subsidies, you get the mark for the heading. And let's say, for example, your discussion or explanation is 100% correct, but there's no graph linked to that discussion. You will not get the marks for the discussion. So that was just something I wanted to bring to your attention, that you must be aware of what the question requires you to do. And also on that note, before we move on, I just want to double check that I have all the schools noted here. So I've got Bardale, Buren, Santa Kraal, St. Andrews, Belhar High, Meridian Pioneers, Mfuleni High School, in Kwenkwezi Secondary, Simunia High School, Fairdale, and Manzumtombo. If there's anyone else in here that I haven't mentioned, can you please just put it in the chat so that I can add you to my list for the scorekeeping? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And remember, teachers in the classroom, the register needs to be completed. So it has been posted in the chat as well. So we are going to start off with our concepts now. And remember, we would like to be interactive and also acknowledge the schools like we've done yesterday in our online session for their participation. So therefore, we're going to read through the concepts and then we would then share the expected or share the concept towards you and of course acknowledge the school for the participation. So there is three topics: perfect markets, imperfect markets, and market failures. Um, under microeconomics. So we will start off with the perfect market first. So the first concept here is the amount that is earned by the firm for every unit of output sold and is calculated by dividing the total revenue by the quantity of output. I saw the school's response here now. I think it's Models secondary, so well done. Yes, it is
Okay,
average revenue.
I'll allocate that there. I think everyone is still sleeping, Mr. Fisher.
Yes,
They're trying to
we
remember what they were taught or know about microeconomics.
yes, for some schools it was taught in term two, so the concepts might not be that fresh compared to contemporary economic issues. So
Mm.
that's why we are doing this. So to wake your brain up on those important concepts that you need to know and understand. So number two, that point where the firm is able to cover its cost and earn a normal profit.
Okay, let's see. We have a response. We have Bardell here responding with break-even point. We also just need to remind everyone the same rules will apply as yesterday. Mr. Fisher will read the description or definition. Once he's done with that, then responses that come through on the chat will be taken into consideration.
Yes. So thank you so much. And it seems that Bardell's the only school awake so far. We would like everyone to participate. So yes, the correct response or concept is break-even point, and it is tested in economics and all the other commerce subjects as well. Number three, when total costs are greater than total revenue, and then when average revenue is lower than average cost.
Okay, we have a response there once again from Bardell coming through economic loss. And then there's a Caleb Fredericks, but I didn't find us that said economic loss as well. Are they correct, sir?
Both are correct. Well done to them. Yes, you could have gotten it by the first sentence already when total cost is greater than total revenue. Number four, profit that is made in addition to normal profit. When average revenue is greater than average cost, the firm makes an economic profit. So clearly the answer is given in the um, definition here by number four. Number five, actual expenditure of the business. And here there's an example, wages and interest. Number 4, the answer was basically in the concept, so therefore we gave it yes. So we are now by number 5.
Okay, Caleb, you are basically asking, we didn't, yeah, we did skip it because the answer is given as Sir said, so no one got the point for question number 4. So Bardell answered on question number 5 or on concept number 5. Bardell says explicit cost.
And they are correct. It is explicit cost. Number 6. The cost that remains constant regardless of the quantity produced. Yes, it is fixed cost. So well done to Bardale.
Mr. Fisher, sorry, before we
Yes.
move on, let me just get the scoring
Okay.
correct here. We are on question number 6 already, and then there was one that was eliminated, which is 4, which should have given us 5 points, right? So
Yes.
I'm missing one somewhere, so I just need to double check.
Okay.
Okay, Bardell got the first one. I got the second and the third also. Then the fourth one was skipped, right? Then, okay, it was Bardell again. All right, I'm sorted. Thank you.
Okay. So number 6, we said that is fixed cost. Yes, it's correct. Number 7, similar or identical product. Okay,
Okay,
the
so we got
answers
a
are
response
flowing
here
in.
for number 7, AJ Hendricks. Could you just identify your school, please, so that we can allocate the points correctly? But we do have Bardell also, homogeneous product there. Number 7, AJ Hendricks, homogeneous, and Caleb as well. Okay, that's Craven. We thank you. Let me add you to the list.
And all the schools are correct. Yes, it is. Number 8, the value of inputs owned by the entrepreneur and is used in the production process, and then they tell you forfeited rental, interest, and salary.
Okay, we have a response there. Number 8 from Bardell Secondary School. They say that is implicit cost. Are they correct, sir?
They are correct, and clearly they are knowing their work and concepts here, so well done to them. Number 9, the period of production where all factors can change. The time is long enough for variable and fixed factors to change.
Okay, we have a response through from Bardell. Masibambisane, welcome. You just joined us. Let me add you to the list as well. So we are with number 9 now. The first response came from Bardell. They say the long run, sir. Masibambisane, also the long run.
So well done to the schools. Yes, it's correct. It is the long run. Then
It seems
number
Bardell is the
10.
fastest finger again
Yes.
this morning.
Yes, so we are waiting on Delft Die as well with our responses that were on it yesterday. Um, so number 10, are the expenses incurred to produce an extra unit.
Okay, so Masibambisani and Bardell, you are disqualified from this question because you answered while Mr. Fisher was still reading the description. So Caleb Fredericks, he says marginal. Is he correct, sir?
That's half an answer. Remember, the question or the concept is the expenses incurred to produce an extra unit. So he
Okay,
only
they
gets the
added the word
marginal.
cost
He
now.
only gets the marginal for the extra unit part. But
He
remember
did
the
he did add the word cost now because no one else answered already, sir.
okay. So yes, it is a marginal cost. So number 11. the extra income earned from selling one additional unit. Marginal revenue, yes. So very
Okay.
important by number 10 and 11. You can't give marginal only because the word marginal basically means extra or additional. Because by number 10, they speak about expense, and expense is basically a cost to the business. And number 11, they speak about extra income, and income is basically also classified as revenue for the business. So they will be very strict when they want to mark these two concepts for number 10 and 11. So just to recap, number 10 is marginal cost and number 11 is marginal revenue. Number 12, an institutional mechanism that brings together buyers and sellers of goods or services.
Okay, we have Basibambisani coming through there with Market, Bordale, Manzumtombo Senior Secondary School, saying Market as well. Are they correct, sir?
They are correct, and that is also a suitable definition for your essay as well, should they ask you regarding a market. Then, number 13, manner how a market is organized.
Okay, Bordale, Masibambisani coming through there with market structure.
And they are
Bordale
correct.
is
Well
first.
done. Market structure it is. Um, the minimum earnings required to prevent an entrepreneur from leaving the industry, or yeah, they say when average revenue equals to the average cost, the firms makes a normal profit. So here we are again disregarding any responses because the answer is in the concept.
Mr. Fisher, I just want to draw your attention, number 14. Um,
Yes,
the answer actually was not on the learner booklet.
apologies. So
So,
I have to
so
retract my statement there. So you have to
ma-
then you can accept the
allocate.
answer.
Yes, so Masibambisane came through number 14. Normal Profit, Manzumtombo, and Bordel. And fastest finger first here was Masibambisane, so they will get the point there.
Yes, so apologies once again on my side. Yeah, so basically, yeah, a key tip would be minimum earnings to prevent the entrepreneur from leaving. So the minimum earnings, that's your keyword there. Um, Number 15, a market structure with large number of buyers and sellers.
Okay, number 15, we have Bardell there saying perfect competition, Manzumtombo, perfect market, Masibambisane, perfect competition. Whether you say perfect competition or perfect market or perfect competitors,
Competitor.
all of them will be accepted. They are correct, Mr. Fisher.
They are correct, yes. And as you've
Okay.
mentioned, we will accept all three concepts as an expected answer. Number 16, have no influence on the price, takes the price that is determined by the market.
Let's see. We have Masip Ambisani coming through there, Price Taker, Bardale, Manzumtombo, and Meridian Pioneers. You are all. No, let's see. Manzumtombo, you said buyers and sellers. Technically speaking, that is correct, but not the answer we were looking for. It is price takers. So that goes to Masip Ambisani.
Okay, number 17, the period of production where at least one factor of production remains fixed. Yes, the answers are coming in through. Nice. So the correct
Mm-hmm.
answer is short run. So well done to the schools. So who gets
Okay.
that point now?
It's Cravenby. They came in first. Your first point on the scoreboard. Well done, Cravenby. Manzumtombo, Bardale, Masimbambisani, you all got it correct. But that goes to Cravenby now.
All right. Thank you. Well done. To the schools. Number 18, business will close where marginal cost slash average revenue is equal to average variable cost.
Okay, we have Manzuntombo, Cravenby, and Bardale. They will shut down point.
And they are correct. Yes.
Okay, so Manzuntombo, that one goes to you. And
Um,
Simunia High School is also there in the mix. Welcome. You are also correct there with shutdown point.
yes. Unfortunately, someone mentioned the market failure. It is not that. Number 19, an institution whose main function is to review orders made by the competition tribunal and amend or confirm these orders.
Okay, the correct answer, Mr. Fisher.
The competition's appeals court.
Right, then we have Bardale with the correct answer. And Masibambisani, Manzumtombo, unfortunately, not the competition commission. Bardale coming in first with the correct answer. So Bardale gets that point.
Right. Thank you. Well done to Bordale. Number 20, an institute that investigates restrictive business practices, abuse of dominant positions, and mergers in order to achieve equity in the South African economy.
Okay, so for number 20, we have Bardale, Manzumtombo, Simunye, and Masibambesane all saying competition commission. Are they correct, sir?
They are correct, and well done to those schools.
Okay, so Bardale, once again, you get the point there.
Right, so we are on our final three, am I correct? Number 21.
Mm-hmm.
So, number 21, an institution whose main function is to approve large mergers, adjudicate in cases of misconduct, and issue orders on matters presented to it by the Competition Commission.
Okay, Simunia and Masibambisane, you are eliminated for this question because your answers came through whilst the description was being read. So again, it is the competition tribunal, and then the first one then after those two schools was from Bardale, and then back to Tobo. Excuse me.
Right. Then number 22, businesses earn money by selling their output, and that is calculated by the number of products sold, which is quantity multiplied by the price of the product. And they also tell you P times Q, and that will give you.
Okay, we are now with question 22. Bardale and Masipambasane saying total revenue. Are they correct, sir?
They are correct. Well done to those schools. And in the last concept under perfect market would be the cost that remains increases slash decreases when quantity produced increases slash decreases. These costs may vary with output.
Okay, we have Simunia High School, variable cost, Bardale, variable costs, as well as Meridian Pioneers. Are they correct?
They are correct. It is
Masipambasane
variable.
as well.
Well done. They are
So
correct. It
Simunia
is
gets that
variable
one.
cost. Yes.
All right, I'll tally up. I'm going to mute myself and tally up quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done the tally after the first round. We have Meridian, Simunye, and Manzumtombo and Craven B, each having 1 point on the scoreboard. Masibambisani, you have 3 points on the scoreboard, and then Bardale has a whopping 15 points on the scoreboard for round one. Congratulations to you, but it's still early in the game. We still have a few rounds to go. So the other schools, you still have time to catch up and get that title for today.
So well done to the schools, and thank you for your participation in the concepts. So we are going to move on to the topic 7, which is imperfect markets. So number 24, when one firm takes over another firm and that firm then ceases to exit. So the answers are coming through. So it is an acquisition, yes. It's unfortunately not a takeover. Number 25, when the market produces the best possible mix of goods and services desired by consumers. Apologies before we share who came in first by number 24. Who gets that point?
Sorry, apologies. My mic was still muted. Number 24, the answer was acquisition. So the first
Yes.
correct answer was Bardell, but Masib Mambasani, Simunia High School, they also got it correct.
Well done to them. And then number 25, we already read out the concept.
Okay, so Bardell answered with allocative efficiency as well as in Njongo High School, Masib Mambasani, and Craven B.
And they all are correct. Well done to the schools. Number 26, a group of producers who make a formal agreement to collude in order to fix prices, limit supply, and limit competition.
Okay, we have Bardell there. Coming through. They were basically simultaneous, the answers. So we have Bardale, Simunye, Masibambisani, Sinenjongo, and Valhalla High School responding with cartel.
And they are correct. Well done to them. Number 27, formal or informal agreement between two or more firms to divide the market, set prices, or limit production in order to gain unfair advantage in the market.
Okay, we have number 27, Manzum Tombo, Bardale, Simunye, and Masibambisane saying collusion.
And they are correct. Well done to those schools.
Okay, that point goes then to Manzum Tombo.
Number 28, products that differ slightly in physical appearance, packaging, service, and or brand names.
Okay, Manzum Tombo says differentiated products, Bardale, and Masibambisane, differentiated products. Are they correct, sir?
Yes, they are correct. Well done to those schools. Number 29, when there are when there are only two oligopolies in the market.
Okay, Craven B were first there. They say a duopoly, as well as Manzantobo, Bordel, Meridian, Simunian, Massimabisane. Well done, everyone.
Well done. Yes, it is correct. Number 30, occurs in a market where some of the producers and or consumers are able to affect the price and quantity of goods by their action alone, or any market or industry that does not match the criteria for perfect competition.
Okay, Bardell coming through there. Sorry, let's check who was first. Manzumtombo was first with imperfect competition. Bardell, Masimambisani, Balha, all responding with the same answer. They are all correct, sir.
And well done to those schools. Um, Number 31. When two firms join together to form a single firm.
Okay, 31. Manzumtombo says it's a merger. Bardell, Simunia, and Masimambisani all say merger.
And they are all correct. Well done to them.
Manzumtombo.
So who gets that point?
That was Manzumtombo.
Okay, well done. I can clearly see the tables changing here in the
For this round, yes.
yes. Um, so number 32, a market structure with many buyers and sellers where entry is relatively easy, but the product is differentiated. For example, toothpaste.
Okay, Manzumtombo, Masimbambisane, Bardell, Simune, Balhoa, all coming in there with the correct answer. They say monopolistic competition. The first correct answer was Manzumtombo.
So well done. Number 33, a market structure where only one seller operates, entry is blocked, and the product has no close substitute.
Okay, we was first. So we have the answer as Monopoly. We have Meridian Pioneers, Balhoa, Simunye, Masibambisane, Bardell, Craven, B, Manzantombo, all answering correct. Fastest finger first was Manzantombo. Mr. Fisher, I think here's a bonus question for them, yeah.
Yes, you might give it to them.
Okay. Um, so bonus question, fastest finger first gets this answer. What type of monopoly is formed through restrictions or limitations that is caused that are not economic in nature? Ooh, people are answering for number 34 already, and I'm asking a bonus question. Do you want me to repeat the bonus question, learners? I
Yes,
asked,
please.
what type of monopoly? Okay, there Cravenby is giving us an answer, artificial monopoly, where the barriers are not, what did I say now? I can't even remember, where the barriers are not economic in nature.
Yes.
Okay, Cravenby, sorry, let me just get back to the screen. I don't know what I did here now. Cravenby says that's an artificial monopoly. They are correct. Okay, so we have two types of monopoly. You guys, we're taking you back to grade 10 economics now, artificial and a natural monopoly. When we say not economic in nature, it means it's got nothing to do with money or the price of setting up and those types of things. Well done to Cravenby. You get that bonus point there.
Well done. And I love these bonus questions because it's no one expects them. So well done to Craven B. Number 34, we already got in answers even though we didn't read it yet. So unfortunately, we have to disregard your answer. So exists when a small number of very large firms produce similar or identical products.
Manzum Tombo, you are on to question 35 already. We are still at 34. The first answer there is from Cravenby. They say it's an oligopoly. Are they
And they
correct,
are
sir?
correct. They are correct. Yes.
So we are going to give that point to Cravenby.
Yes, we unfortunately disregard the other responses because we're not there yet.
And we're also having a response here from Simunia High School. I'm assuming that was pattern that they wanted to answer there. I don't know which question it was for because we are only going to do number 35 now.
Yes, and very important here, listening learners, because we are not even yet by the question and you're answering already. So unfortunately, that's the rules of the game. We would then have to disqualify you for that particular question. So this number 35 gives the holder the exclusive rights to produce a product for as long as the patent are valid.
So the answer is basically in the question, but let's
Yes.
go with number 35. So that would be Bardell there first. So that point is going to go to Bardell. Masibambisani, you were correct as well.
So welcome back to Bordel in the game. So well done. Number 36, when a seller charges different prices for the same product for different groups.
Okay, Bardell says price discrimination. Bella as well with price discrimination. You are correct. And that point goes to Bardell. Masibambisani is in Njongo as well. You are correct. Thank you.
Number 37, when one business in the industry makes price decisions on behalf of the whole group or oligopolist.
Okay, number 37, Manzum Tombo says price leadership. Belhar High School also price leadership. You are correct. So Belhar, no, Manzum Tombo gets that point there.
Yes, it is price leadership. Number 38, when the market produces the maximum quantity goods and services for a given set of resources.
Okay, Manzum Tombo, Masibambisani. Manzontomo says productive efficiency, and Masip Mabisani says technical efficiency. It's the same thing, known by those two terms. So it could either be technical efficiency or productive. Sinjongo also correct answer, but that point there goes to Manzontombo.
So well done to the schools. And yes, as you can hear in the responses, there are two accepted answers. Number 39. Cartels are generally forbidden by law in most countries. However, they continue to exist nationally and internationally.
Okay, we have Bardell there with formal collusion, Manzontombo. I don't know where that cost benefit analysis is coming from. That is from part of market failures. Masibambesane is saying formal collusion. That's correct. Also, just to take note, formal collusion is also known as overt collusion. So interchangeably, those concepts are used interchangeably. That's correct there. So that point goes to Bardell.
Well done to Bordel. And now we're on our last question for imperfect markets. So sometimes in a oligopoly market, a dominant firm will increase the price of a product in the hope that its rivals will see this as a signal to do the same, and this is referred to as price leadership.
Okay, let's see. Number 40, Manzuntombo, Bardell, and Masibambisani answering correctly there with tacit collusion. Manzuntombo, you came in first, so that would be your point there. I
So
don't know,
well done.
by the way these learners are responding, Mr. Fisher, it seems that they are going to specialize in microeconomics in the final, in the NSE exams.
It seems like it, yes, and they clearly know their work. So well done. That's a clear
Mm.
indication to them on them that they know their work. So well done, and they're ready for the finals. So
Okay,
now
I'm just
you
going to
can
tally up
tally
for the
up.
second round, yes. what we have for this round on imperfect markets, we basically only have 3 schools that got points here for this round. So in third place there, this is only for round two. We're not adding round one scores to this. We have Cravenby with 3 points for this round. Then we have Bardell with 6 points. And then Manzum Tombo, you are the leaders of the pack for round two with 9 points. Well done to everyone.
Well done to the schools, and you can clearly see how it has changed from perfect to imperfect. So now we are on our last round of concepts for microeconomics. So number 41 occurs when businesses do not maximize output from the given inputs.
Sorry, I've just unmuted myself. So question 41, we have Masibambisane answering there with allocated inefficiency. Bardell and Manzantombo as well. You are all correct. Well, you are going on to question 42 already. We are not there yet. So that point goes to Masibambisane.
Well done to those schools. Number 42, an illegal market in which illegal goods are bought and sold or illegal prices are charged.
Okay, Manzumtombo, Cravenby, Bardell, Sinanjongo, Masimambisane all responded to the black market. They know what the black market is. Interestingly, if everyone can remember, during COVID times, lots of black markets existed, especially with those items that were banned, substances that were banned, tobacco and alcohol products, so which created that niche market for black markets to exist. So the answer is black market, and that goes to Manzun Tombo.
So well done to the school. And yes, that was a sad time back then where prices was very high. And sometimes it still occurs when after hours prices are more expensive compared to normal hours as well in for certain goods and services. So number 43, a method used to compare the total social cost and benefit of alternative products, projects, activities or investments.
Okay, Masibambisane, you are disqualified for number 43 because your answer came through as Mr. Fisher was still reading. So Manzum Tombo says cost benefit analysis, Bardale, Cravenby as well. Ballard High School, just a reminder, yes, the abbreviation is CBA. However, if this were in section A, you would not get the marks because we do not accept abbreviations in section A. Okay, so that point will go to Manzum Tombo.
So well done to the schools. Yes, it is cost benefit analysis. Number 44, are goods that society feels its citizens should not consume.
Okay, Manzum Tombo, Bardale, and Piners, Meridian Piners, and Bahar saying demerit goods. You are correct. A bonus, can I ask a bonus question again there, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, you may.
Okay, give one example of a demerit good. Fastest finger first, one example of a demerit good. Okay, the Pinus Meridian answers. He said, they said cigarettes, Cravenby said alcohol, that's correct. I think we're going to change it up a bit here. I'm going to allocate each one of those a point for the bonus point. So Pinus Meridian, you're getting it, and Cravenby.
So well done. So number 45, bills passed by the government that regulate negative externalities generated by businesses.
Okay, we have 2 responses so far. Manzantombu says for direct control as well as border. That is correct. So Manzuntumbu, you get that point. Masibambisani, yes, there are regulations. However, we call it direct control measures.
Number 46 occurs when the resources of the community are allocated inefficiently.
Okay, Manzuntumbu, Mr. Fisher was still reading there, so you are disqualified. So the next correct answer would be from Bardell. They say it's market failure. So Bardell, you are getting that point there. Where is Buren High School for Santa Claus, St. Andrews, Mfoleni in Kwenkwezi, Fairdale, and we haven't heard from you guys yet this morning.
Number 47, government intervention to make goods more affordable.
Okay, Bardell says maximum prices. That is correct. We have a variety of answers coming through here.
Yeah, and it's very interesting how the
It is
different
interpreted.
answers. Yes,
I'm looking
yes.
at the same thing because we have the correct answer as maximum price. Yes, Meridian Pioneer says price control. It is a form of a price control. And then Masiba Misani and Craven, we are saying subsidies. So, technically speaking, subsidies make goods more affordable, but subsidies are aimed more at producers. So, in terms of production, it would be a production subsidy to lower the cost of production. So that isn't what the question one asked us. The question was how the clue there was intervention or intervenes. So a government intervention method to make goods more affordable, and to make it more affordable for who? That would be for the consumer. So that would be maximum prices, where the government implements a price cap below the market price because it's too expensive. For me, the keyword there was intervenes and more affordable, because for who must the goods be more affordable? For the consumers. In order for subsidies under intervention, that means the government is trying to assist the producer, okay, to lower production costs. So it's all about the wording in our descriptions.
Yes, and thank you so much for elaborating. And that is where we saw our variety so of answers, but at the end of the day, we have to unfortunately accept maximum prices. Apologies. So number 48
Yeah.
are goods that society feel should be consumed by its citizens because it increases the welfare of individual persons and of society as a whole.
Sure, very fast there, Mr. Fisher. Okay, so Bardale, Manzumtombo, Masibambesane, Belha, and Sinjongo answering there correctly. Merit goods. Fastest finger first was Bardale. Well done to everyone. You got that correct.
Well done. And now we can just add a bonus question,
Okay.
an example of um, merit goods.
Ooh, people, we have a bonus question there for now for bonus points. One example of a merit good. Okay, there we have Craven B coming through with education, Bardale as well. That is correct, yes. Other examples would be health services. So generally, the types of services that we want or goods we want available to society as a whole, whether they can afford it or not. So, Mr. Fisher, should I do the same as I did with the previous bonus question, allocating it
Yes,
to both of them?
yes, well done,
Okay,
and thank
so
you
Craven
for
B
your
and
participation.
Masibambisane, you've got your bonus points there.
Right. And that was 48, 49. A cost to a third party which is not included in the price of a good and the difference between social cost and private cost.
Okay, Bordel, Manzumtombi saying there, Masibambisani, they are saying negative externalities, so that is correct.
And they are correct. Well done. And another bonus question.
Yes. Um,
Examples. Briefly, give examples of negative externalities.
okay, we have Bardale, Cravenby, both coming through there with pollution, Belhar High School as well, saying pollution. You are correct.
They are
Um,
correct. Well done.
so let's see. So it's Bardale, Cravenby, and Belhar High School.
Yes, well done. And part of the examples, you could have also mentioned air and water pollution from factories, secondhand smoking, traffic congestion, which we have here in Cape Town, and then noise pollution, as well as construction as well. So those are the examples that one could also include. And that is normally where you score your easy marks in a section B type question, where they maybe ask you name any two externalities or examples of two externalities. So well done to the schools. Number 40, are we 50?
Number 50 now, yes.
Um, Users uh, who do not pay to use goods, and they are also known as free riders and cannot be excluded from using them.
Okay, we have Bardell coming through there with non-excludability. Meridian Pioneers, yes, this is a characteristic of public goods. I can see how the question can be misinterpreted, but the answer that we wanted was non-excludability. Manzantombo, apologies, Manzantombo got that one. Masibambisane, Quinquezi, and Sinunjongo, but Bardell was fastest finger first.
Well done. And I can see here we have Inkwezi with us here. So well done. So clearly it's working that when you call them out to
Mm.
answer. Number 51, the consumption of a product by one person will not prevent others from enjoying it too.
Okay, now I first need to check time as well. They all came through simultaneously. So the answer is non-rivalrous or non-rivalry. Manzumtombo, non-rivalry. Pordale, Sinonjongo, and Masibambisane. That's correct. So Manzumtombo gets that.
So well done to them. Number 52 refers to the situation where resources cannot be reallocated to make one person or a group better off without making the other person or other group worse off.
Okay, we have Mr. Fisher. You're going to need to help me a bit if your eyes were on the chat now, because I was reading along on my physical paper in front of me, whether it came through after the question was read or during. Do you
The, fir-
perhaps?
the first school I see here is Masi Sembani.
Masibambisani, yes.
Yeah, so I also don't know
Okay, okay, okay. So then it would be burrito efficiency is the answer. So Masibambisani, Bardale, Manzumtombo, Baha, and Sinanjongo, all correct. Fastest finger being Masibambisani, they get that point there. Thank you.
right, so well done to them. The benefit gained by a third party which is not included in the market price.
Okay, let's see. Manzumtombo, Bardale, Inquenquezi. I'm assuming that you you're missing the P there, but that would be the word positive externalities. I all saying positive externalities, which is the correct answer. Sinanjongo, you said private benefit. You are thinking of a different question now. So was first, that would be Bardell.
Yes. And I will try this quickly. So, an example of a positive externality, please. Bonus question.
Okay, Belhar High School and Cravenby said education, Mr. Fisher.
Yes, they are correct. So, education, healthcare, vaccinations as well. Um, yeah, an interesting fact here they also mentioned, for example, if you have a property and it's well maintained, that will then increase the value of the surrounding properties, and that can also benefit the neighbors at the end of the day. So one small act will have a positive externality for the rest of the community as well. So thank you for the bonus question. So yes, you may allocate the marks to the
Okay,
schools.
I've done so. So Belhar, Cravenby, Masibambisani, I see that they also answered. Okay, there we go.
All right, number 54. When identical goods and services are sold at various prices to different consumers.
Okay, Bordel, Manzumtumu, Pinus, Meridian Pinus, Masibambisane, Sirinjogo also in price discrimination. Bordel came in there first, so they get that point there.
Yes, and they're correct. Well done to the schools. Number 55, I think. Yes,
Yes.
55. The gain a consumer gets from the use of a good, or the gain a producer gets from the sale of a product.
Okay, Manzantombo was there first. We are disregarding Inquenquezi there because that came through with question 54 already. So Manzumtombo, Bardel, and Masibambisane answered private benefit. They are correct.
And well
Manzumtombo,
done to them.
let's see, Manzumtombo is the one getting the point.
All right. 56, the actual cost paid by a consumer when a good is purchased.
Okay, Bardel, Manzumtombo, Inquenquezi, Masibambisane, Meridian Pioneers there with private cost. You are all correct. Fastest fingers first was Bardel.
And well done to the schools. Number 57 occurs when businesses do not allocate resources correctly and produce goods and services that consumers do not want.
Okay, number 57. Bardel says productive inefficiency, Masibambisani as well, Manzumtombo. In Kwekwezi, you are all correct with productive inefficiency. Fastest finger first was Bardel, so they get the point there.
So well done to them. Number 58, goods that the free market does not provide because they have non-rivalry and non-excludability.
Right. Okay, Bardel, Manzuntombo, Masibambisane, Inkwekwezi, Belhar, all answering public goods. You are correct. Fastest finger first, once again was Bardel. Sirinjongo answered merit goods.
Right. It is public good. So well done to those schools. And then another bonus question, just provide one example of a public good, please.
Okay, Bardell Secondary says schools, Belair says healthcare, Masibambisane schools, Manzuntombo schools. Sure, are we allocating so many bonus points? So Bardell, Belhar, Masibambisane, and Manzuntombo.
All right, thank you.
All
So I'll
correct.
yes, correct. So I just want to add more examples. So national defense could have been a response, clean air, water, public beaches, your street lighting, and national parks as well. So that could have also been examples. So well done to the schools.
Masibambisane, we see you ahead with question 59. We are not there yet. Mr. Fisher will only start now.
Number 59. The benefit gained by society from the use of a good or service, it is calculated by adding the private benefit and the positive externalities.
Okay, 59. So the first one is disregarded. That comes up here. I'll just get back to it. That from Masibambisane. So Tombo, sorry, says social benefit. Bardel as well, in Quenquezi, Sinanjongo, Balahar, all correct. First correct answer goes there to Tombo.
Right, so well done to the schools. And then the last question or term here, the cost of a good or service which is paid by society, it is calculated by adding the private costs and the negative externalities together.
Okay, we have Bardel, Masibambisane, Maradin Pinus, Kwezi, all answering with social cost. They are correct.
Yes, they are.
Jongo as well. That would give Manzuntombo the correct answer. And that brings us to the end, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tally up for this round. Say who scored the most points for this round, and then also overall for this morning session with regards to the questions. So just give me a moment for that. Okay, so for this last round, the third round, we have, to be honest, Meridian Pioneers, I'm not sure now if this, because we have 1 point here by you, but I'm not sure now if it was in this round, third round or the second round. I think it was for this one. So Meridian Pioneers there with 1 point. Then we have Bell Hall with 3, Craven B with 4 points, and Masibambisani, you have 5 points here. Manzum Tombo, you have 9. And the winner for this specific last round was Bardale once again with 11 points. And then for the total for the session, Craven B and Masibambisane, you are tied in third place with 8 points. Manzum Tombo, second place, 19 points. And then the overall winner for the session is Bardale on 32 points. The reason why they have such a big difference is because of the first round, also where they had 15 points. So they have a total of 32. So congratulations and well done to Bardale. Yes, Caleb, I agree with you, Honoradin Finance, for that bonus point there, yes. That put you on the scoreboard. So well done to everyone. Mr. Fisher, I'm handing over to you.
Thank you, and well done for your participation in your concepts. And like we've mentioned and emphasized yesterday and today, concepts are very important because if you know your concepts, you will walk into your exam room confident and ready, and that is what we want and expect of you. We do not want you to be anxious for any question paper that you're about to write, because at the end of the day, you need to prepare well for the entire NEC exam. Um, Now we're going to move on to the essays. So, like we have mentioned essays at the beginning of the session, but now we are just going to focus on the one essay which is compare and contrast two of the market structures. So, this is why they have included this on page 27 in your page 26 in your booklet, so that you um can basically go and see this and study only this. This would be beneficial if you'd know both the perfect and imperfect market, because then you're ready to write any essay in question 5 that is given to you. If perfect competition or imperfect competition essays are coming or were to be tested. So very important, first off, you need to know your features or characteristics, um because that is how you'll get your mark or score your mark. So, under the perfect, we have a number of businesses or firms. So this, we have been doing this since grade 10 already. So, perfect competition, we know they cannot influence um, the market price, and they anyone can enter or exit the market. A monopoly, we only have one seller and many buyers. Oligopoly, a small number of businesses or sellers, and then monopolistic, large number of businesses and sellers. So if you practice or prepare in this manner, then you are ready to write any given essay under market structures. The second characteristic, nature of product, homogeneous. So this now means it's exactly the same. And here they give an example, maize. Um, for the monopoly, there is unfortunately no close substitute. The oligopoly is differentiated, as well as monopolistic competition entrance, completely free in a perfect competitor, and it is blocked for monopoly. It's varies in a oligopoly, and of course monopolistic. They are free to enter and exit into the market. Market information, under perfect information, you have full knowledge of what you're getting, and under um monopolistic and under monopolistic competition, information is incomplete to the sellers as well as oligopoly. But for the monopoly, it's also complete. Um, then collusion, it's impossible under perfect competition because everyone is price takers and the price is set by the market. And they all act independently from each other as well. In a monopoly, it is irrelevant because they are the only person, if you look at ESCOM, they are the only person within that market. So therefore, no other collusion takes place in a monopoly. Under oligopoly, it is possible. And then monopolistic, here they say there are too many sellers or producers, and that also makes collusion impossible within a monopolistic market. Price control. So, like we've mentioned, they have no price control in a perfect market because they are price takers. They need to take the price of the market, whereas um, a monopoly is a price maker. They have control over the price, and oligopoly, they also have control, and monopolistic have little control over the prices. So if you study this table you'll basically make it easier for yourself. You're basically studying 4 essays automatically. And then here's the rest of the characteristics. So my advice to you would be to write down the characteristics first, and then you would also do it in the tabular format. Um, and then here they give you a few examples, which you could include in your essay. And very important when it comes to examples, if you just list examples like they have here, you'll get a maximum of 1 mark. But if you write it out and explain your example, you'll get a maximum of 2 marks. So if there's anything that you'd like to add, Mr. Farnes, regarding the essays on your side, maybe some advice to the
Okay.
learners?
Yes, just a little correction and just to point out with regards to this table with all the characteristics. This is a summarized version, yes, of all the market structures. However, if you are answering a microeconomics essay in the exams, you must not answer in tabular format. You have to write out the sentences. So, for example, if the question was compare and contrast two of these market structures, so perfect market and let's say monopoly, your heading will, for example, be the number of firms or businesses. Now you will say in a perfect market or perfect competitors, no single business, or there are many buyers and sellers, and no single business can influence the price. And then you will say, whereas the monopoly only has one seller and many buyers. But you will not put it in tabular format. It's easy, it's summarized this way for you to easily spot the differences, but you have to write in full sentences, um, bullet format or paragraph format. I think that's all I want to add there, Mr. Fisher.
Add to what was mentioned, I'm just going to show you quickly the essay that you have to make it easier for you. Um, this is what is expected of you. So there we have the number of businesses. So then you will say then monopolistic, because that is the question. And then as well as oligopoly. So there's no table form here in your expected response. Regarding essays, um, so most of you have already 30 out of 40 marks if you study 30 out of 40. So that is about 75% of the essay that you already know before you walk into the exam room. The other 25% you will basically get by means of the additional part. So it is very important to walk in the exam room prepared regarding essays. We've also mentioned yesterday that essays play an important role in your success for economics, because if you do not have an essay, you technically failing that paper already. And with my own learners, I've seen this many times. They do not even attempt an essay, some of them, and then unfortunately they don't even pass that particular paper. So essays and concepts are very important for your success within economics. Um, yeah, so that's my story. If Mr. Phillips is here, could maybe share some um, more guidance to our learners.
Okay, just a reminder to all educators to please complete the attendance register, as well as completing the feedback form for us. Your feedback will be very helpful for any future sessions. Um, I don't think there are any questions from the learner side. Also, Mr. Fisher, there's nothing in the chat there.
Okay, I'm just waiting on Mr. Phillips to quickly join before we conclude. Um, and then once it's done, then we can end.
Okay. In the meanwhile, I just want to add the learners. You see those QR codes or links at the end on the last page of the booklet. Those are very useful tools that you can use. I mentioned it yesterday as well. Um, when you are busy doing your chores at home, when you are busy with the dishes, when you are traveling, etc., use that time on your device if you have access. Obviously, you are able to access these. Quizlet links. It's useful. You can use cue cards. They are concepts. They are little quizzes you can go through there. Very useful to revise the work as well. Even it's sort of like you could play a little game with yourself, you and your friends with a Quizlet. You can test yourself that way to prepare for the exams.
Right, so that is from us. Thank you so much to the grade 12 learners once again for your participation, firstly. Was throughout the whole session today and of course yesterday. It makes it very fun and interactive. We would like to wish you all the best for the upcoming examination, and we know that you will succeed with the practice that you'll all the hard work that you will put in. So all the best for your preparations, and good luck for the entire NEC examination. So that's all from us. Enjoy the rest of your day and the other sessions to follow.